and I keep turning the heat up and turning the heat up, and the heat's not climbing fast enough. So I keep jacking that heat up. That's the feverish energy that you need to put into that for you to attain maximum success. Hey, welcome back to Creating Your Life, a channel dedicated to helping you create your life the way you want it and sharing our life that we are creating the way we want it. We have a lot of things that are going well for us and some things that aren't going so well for us. And we'll be using this channel as an outlet to document those things and to possibly help others in creating their life. And that's why you're probably here today. You saw this video and you thought it looked interesting. So before we get started, why don't you go and click the subscribe button, hit the bell, and become a part of this community and join us as we go on this journey together. Today I really wanted to talk about our comfort zone and how to take control of our comfort zone and turn it into something that will actually serve us better rather than being stuck in the same funk that we've been in time after time. I guess I'm gonna really simplify kind of the human condition and the state of people in general. Now, this is not everybody, and if you're hearing this kind of generalization, you're like, well, that's not me. Anton, you've got me all wrong. That's fine. Maybe it's not you, but I still think that there's value in listening to this. And the reason is because maybe it actually is you. Maybe you just don't realize it. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's not. You know, it might not be. It probably isn't, but maybe it is. Here's the thing. We all have a comfort zone, okay? And within that comfort zone, we operate. And that's how we go through life, is in our comfort zone. There's very few people who operate outside of their comfort zone. That can serve us well in a survivor state, but if we want to be creating our life, we want to be taking control of the life that we are living and make it better. And that will not happen in your comfort zone. If you're living the life that you want right now, you're absolutely 100% completely living the life that you want to live right now, then you're doing just fine. Don't change anything. If you're not where you want to be and you're not living the life that you want to have, and that can be in a number of different areas. That can be financial, which is I'm a guy, I always focus on the money, talk about the money. So I'm going to try to realize and recognize that it's more than just money for a lot of people. For me, it's about money, and it's about living my life to the fullest and having the money I need to be able to do that. But for others, it could be in your relationship. It could be in your spirituality. It could be, again, about money. It could be, I don't know, what else is there? You tell me what it is. Put in the comments what it is for you that you need to take control of and make better. Okay? Now there's subcategories within those. You know, when you're talking about your relationships, well, sure, you can talk specifically about your relationship with your significant other, or with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or with your dog, or with whatever, right? You can fine tune specifically what relationship we're talking about, but in a general sense, relationships, money, spirituality, job, your work, your employment, that sort of thing. So once we've identified an area that we kind of want to do better in, then we need to identify what is our comfort zone. The best way that I can explain comfort zone to somebody in a way that we all understand is you're sitting in your house, okay? And inside your house, you're watching TV, or you're playing a board game, or doing a puzzle, or playing video games, or reading a book, or whatever you like to do in your house when you're just chilling. And at some point, now I live in Canada, okay? So in my life, the thing that I have the most connection to is cold. So I'm sitting there and I'm cold. What do you do when you're sitting there and you're cold? Now, if you're living, you know, in the deep south and you're like, Anton, it doesn't get that cold here. Okay, fine. Maybe you get hot, okay? But you get, in my case, I get cold. What do? I get up, I walk over to a little box on the wall and I push a button on that box, and that box controls the furnace, which turns the heat up. And in Canada we deal in Celsius, so I know that my absolute comfort zone is 20 degrees Celsius. If I'm 20 degrees, I am happy. If I'm colder than that, I'm not. If I'm warmer than that, I'm not. So at 20 degrees, I'm happy. Your comfort zone might be different. Some people prefer 22, 23, 25 degrees. Other people prefer 18 degrees, right? You know your comfort zone. And that's what it is, your comfort zone. So when you start to get outside of your comfort zone, either on the low end, too cold, or on the high end, too hot, what do? You make changes so that you can remain in your comfort zone. So why though? Why do we do that? We do that because we want to stay in our comfort zone. Now, we've already identified that staying in your comfort zone is not getting you to where you want to be in whatever area you decided. In my case, it's always about money. So I am not as rich as I want to be. But what does that mean in the real world? Okay, fine, you understand the thermostat, but what does that mean for your real world? In your real world, in my case for money, I have a thermostat, and in my case, I say I am only comfortable if I have at least $10,000 in my saving account. Now I'm going to try and deal with some real numbers. Maybe some of us don't have $10,000 in our bank account. Maybe some of us have $1,000 in our bank account. And our comfort zone is $1,000. Okay? Maybe it's 10,000, maybe it's 100,000, maybe it's 1,000,000. If you've got 1,000,000 in your bank account, you're happy. If you've got less than that, you're not happy. Now, everybody understands less than. That's a concept that's not hard to grasp. If I need $10,000 in my bank account to be comfortable, then I need $10,000. If I don't have $10,000, what do? Well, I find a way to get $10,000. And this is us adjusting our thermostat. So we say, I don't have $10,000, so I'm not going to eat out this month. I'm going to buy groceries. I'm going to make my own lunches. I'm going to eat peanut butter sandwiches and mac and cheese for the whole month, because I know that if I don't eat frivolously, there will be money left over to get my savings back up, right? And that's what we know. We know how to adjust our comfort level back up until I get $10,000 in my bank account. What happens when you hit your comfort level? When you set that thermostat and it goes to 20 degrees, what do? You go and you sit back down on the couch and you do nothing until you get cold again. And then you go turn the thermostat up again, right? That's what we as humans do. What does that mean? That means we're bouncing along the bottom of our comfort zone. Is that where you want to be? Really? Now that you think about this and you hear this, is that where you want to be? So put that back into, in my case, money. I want $10,000 in my bank account. I get to 10,000. I get to 9,999.99 cents, and the next day I get $10,000. What do? I sit back. Whatever the thing is that I did to get to 10,000, I stop doing that. I start eating out again because I'm comfortable. I can do that. I stop making my own lunch. I start going out to movies more. I start whatever, maybe I go and buy a new PlayStation 5, which I've done just recently, right? You spend that money and then it goes down again, and I don't have 10,000, I have 9,500, and I freak out and I start eating mac and cheese again, and then it goes back up to 10,000, and then I'm happy. So then I start spending it again until I realize that I don't have 10,000 anymore, and it's that cycle bouncing along the bottom. We understand that. What about the other way? What about when you do your taxes and you get a tax return, okay? And your tax return's $3,000, and you've got the $10,000 in your bank account. Do you put that in your savings and say, holy smokes, this is so great. Now I have $13,000. I had 10, I added 3, now I have 13. No, we don't do that. Nobody does that, because you're comfortable at 10. So you actually, if you exceed your comfort level, if it gets too hot, we adjust it. We adjust it back down. We go turn on the air conditioning, or we open a window, or we do something to bring the temperature back down to that 20 degrees, because that's our comfort zone. So when we're taking control of our life, what you need to do, we want to recognize where our comfort zone is now. We want to stop allowing ourselves to bounce along the bottom of our comfort zone and start bouncing around the top of your comfort zone. Okay, now there's two ways to move up in this scenario, okay? I'll give you the super elite way that only the top performers can do, and I'll give you the way that most of us should do because it's more achievable, okay? The success rate is higher when you do it this way. I'm gonna give you two secrets today. Number one secret, we need to become aware of the comfort zone and assign a comfort range, if you will. So if $10,000 has been established as kind of our peak comfort zone, we're actually comfortable at $9,500. But below 95, I start freaking out, eat mac and cheese until I'm back at 10,000. So that's my comfort zone range. I want to take control and set my comfort range at 10,000 being the bottom of it. And then I get to pick the high number, okay? Now, the high number, your emotions are actually going to pick that number. How you feel comfortable with will pick that number. But you need to take control and say 10,000 is now my bottom. And if it works in $500 increments, I don't know, that's for you to figure out, not me. Let's say that our new high is 10,500. Now what we're going to do is the exact same thing as we did before. We are going to, when we get to $10,000, no lower, but when we start getting close to $10,000, we're going to start eating mac and cheese then. Start making peanut butter sandwiches for lunch then, so that you get to 10,500. Once you get to 10,500, you're naturally going to slack off. You're going to allow yourself some freedom to do other things that make it so you're not going to keep achieving at that level. But 10,005 is our new number. Once you've established that pattern where you're bouncing between 10 and 10.5, then what you need to do is adjust again. Now you got to set 10.5 as your new bottom. And you have to do this. This is for you to figure out, for you to assign that number, internalize it, make it a real number. Whatever you did that made $10,000 the number, you need to make it 10.5. So that now you're bouncing between 10.5 and 11. And then, once you're comfortable in that range, then you move it up again. Now that's a small increment. It's going to take a long time for success. Better thing in this same scenario is to say 11,000, 10,000 and 11,000, right? And then when you get to 11 and you're comfortable there, adjust it. So 11 is your bottom, 12 is now your top. And then 12 is your bottom, and 13 is your top. And you keep going like that. And again, these are my numbers. If you have different numbers, that's fine. Set your number, figure out your range. If it's $1,000, now it's 2. If it's 2, now it's 3. If it's $1 million, maybe now it's $1.5 million, 1.5 million. Maybe now it's 2 million. You know, set that number. Your ratios will be different. And again, this is the financial. Let's talk about spiritual. Well, spiritual is a little bit harder to measure, but you would know, okay? So your spirituality is measured by you. You decide what your comfort zone is, and you know where you want to get to. You know what the number you want to get to is for your spirituality, for the feeling, for what that would look like. Once you know what it looks like, you can create a path to get there. And you can decide, am I getting closer there or am I not? But what you're doing today for your spirituality is what got you to where you are today. And if you've been in the same spot with your spirituality, you've been here for a long time, whatever you're doing today is the minimum. You must do more. You have to do more. If you want to grow and be more, you have to do more. You will not get where you want to go if you just keep doing what you're doing today. If you're talking about physicality, okay? You may be starting to get a bit of a gut. You're actually going down. Your comfort zone is dropping because your weight is piling up. You're getting heavier than you've ever been. You've started buying clothes that are bigger because you don't fit the ones. They're too tight. You'd have your elastic waistband impression on your gut. And I'm speaking from my personal experience, not yours, okay? Maybe you can relate. Maybe you know somebody who's like this. Maybe you know them really well. The worst thing you can do, talking about weight, the worst thing you can do when you get so big that your pants don't fit anymore, the absolute worst thing you can do is buy bigger pants. You remember our thermostat? You bought bigger pants, which means you adjusted your comfort zone. You were uncomfortable, and now you adjusted your comfort zone. And now you've got the tool to figure out for yourself, which way did you just adjust your comfort zone? Which way? Down. Now, if your goal is to become 500 pounds and, just lie on a couch all day, if that's your goal, great job. You are working towards your goal at a great pace, and you should keep doing the thing that you're doing. Keep eating what you're eating, don't exercise, and keep buying bigger pants. If that's your goal, I'm not here to judge you. If you're real and that's truly your goal, stay on that path. You are doing excellent. If that is not your goal, and your goal is actually opposite of that, and that you want to be in better shape, don't buy bigger pants. Okay? If your pants are tight, make those pants not tight. Okay? Start hitting the gym, start exercising, start walking, doing something. Whatever you're doing today is making your pants tighter. You must stop that. Make your pants stay the same. So they're not getting tighter, they're not getting looser. And then keep doing things so that your pants get looser. And as your pants get loose, buy smaller pants. Buy smaller pants. Adjust that thermostat physically, in a physical way that you can measure easily. Buy pants that are one size smaller. Put those on. Are they tight? I hope so. And while they're tight, you can remember these are tight for a reason, and I don't like it. And then keep doing what you need to do so that they get smaller. And that's how it's done. That's it. That's the secret. Adjust the comfort zone in the way that you want, or the way that's required to get the result you want. Those are a couple examples of ways that you can do it that will make it better. Now, I told you, I promised you 2 secrets, okay? That secret I just gave you is for everyday people. People like you and me who are not high performers, we're not high achievers. We just want to do the minimum required to have growth. Now, if you want massive growth, you want massive success quickly, how do you get that? Okay? The only way for you to achieve massive success quickly that I know of is for you to completely throw out your comfort zone. You must decide, if I want to be, in my case, I'll tell you my case with weight, okay? I'm just over 200 pounds. I am heavier than I've ever been, and the scale has really stopped moving. It used to swing 197 pounds to 203 pounds. And depending on the day, I would still see the 1 in my weight, the 190 something. I haven't seen the 190 something in probably 6 months now. It's always been 2 something now. And that means I'm going this way from what I want to do. My aspiration is not to be 500 pounds and live on a bed for the rest of my life. That's not my aspiration. My aspiration is to be able to do the things that I want to do and not have my body be the limiting factor in that equation. I'm getting older, not younger. It would be best if I could turn the clock backwards and make my body function better than it has before. And there's ways to do that, and they're not secrets. Those are not secrets. What do? Well, I have to stop accepting 200 pounds as acceptable. And I need to set my target sights at, in my case, 180 pounds. 180, 185. A healthy 185. I can just keep buying pants that are one size smaller. But there is a way to achieve much faster success, and that is to completely eliminate the 190 pounds as acceptable and have my goal 185 right from the start. But When you set a goal that is 185 pounds and you work out every day and you eat right every day, and after a week you go and weigh yourself, what do you weigh? You've worked out for a week, you ate right for a week, you did all these great things that everyone tells you to do, and you weigh yourself. What do you weigh? 200 pounds still. Nothing changed. Nothing at all changed. Then you say it's hopeless, and you find yourself sitting on a couch eating potato chips and ice cream, and you're going the wrong way again. And that's why I say this is only for elite people, because a smart person says, instead of weighing 203 pounds on average every day over a week, I want to weigh 202 pounds. I'd only like to lose 1 pound. And I'd like to lose that 1 pound in 2 weeks. That way I can eat what I want and do a workout and everything. And if I lost 1 pound, great. Right? I can make that. Then I can readjust and say 201 pounds and then 200 pounds. And then I want to be 199 pounds. And you do that, right? It's slow. And in a year from now, I will maybe be 195 pounds. I will have lost 5 pounds. And then a year after that, I'll be 190 pounds. And it's slow. And it's hard. It's easy to fall out of that. But you can keep small, bite-sized chunks that are easy to do or achievable. And you can get there. But I don't want to do that. I want to go on vacation this summer. And I want to have a decent-looking beach body. Right? That means I've got 6 months to look good. I've got to lose 25 pounds in 6 months. Can I do that? Yeah, absolutely I can. But is it hard? Yes, it is hard. So I need to set my goal, keep my eye on my goal, and work towards that quickly. The weight's a hard one to explain. Let's talk about money, okay? I'm at $10,000. I want to get to $20,000 in my savings account. I can take, at $100 a month of an increase, it's going to take years to get another $10,000 added on top of that. So is there a quicker way? You bet there is. If I know that I eat mac and cheese for a month, I can add $500 to my savings account. Well, what else can I cut out of my life that doesn't serve me right now that will allow me to have more money? Is there maybe a side hustle I can do to gain extra money? Yes, there is. And if you've seen our other video over here, I already talked about side hustles and how to increase your income with a side hustle. Maybe that's all it takes. Maybe you just got to work hard at a side hustle to get extra money coming in because you don't want to eat mac and cheese. But I can do $500 increments in my comfort zone, or I can just say, I will not rest until I have $20,000 in my savings account. And I will do whatever it takes to get there. And until I get to 20,000, I must remain uncomfortable. And I will not stop until I get there because I'm so uncomfortable. I'm below my comfort zone. 20,000 is my new bottom. And I'm not there. And I need to get there. And I keep turning the heat up and turning the heat up, and the heat's not climbing fast enough. So I keep jacking that heat up. That's the feverish energy that you need to put into that for you to obtain maximum success. And that's hard. It's very hard. And it's hard to stay motivated. You might make it to $15,000. And the easy thing is to say, I've never had $15,000 before. I'm going to rest. I'm going to sit down and relax because my true comfort zone was never $20,000. It was actually 10. You know what's going to happen? That $15,000 that you've got, you're going to spend 5 of it quickly. You're going to suddenly need a new couch, a new car, new clothing, a new bedroom set, whatever. You're going to find something that you convince yourself you have to have because you didn't actually adjust your comfort zone. And that's the thing. That's why we need to adjust it slowly so that you can truly have that comfort zone stick. So there's some exercise that you're going to have to do yourself. Part of it's getting real with yourself, just to understand where you're really at right now, what your real comfort zone is, so that you can build up that new comfort zone that serves you better. So I know this video's gone on a little bit long already, so I should cut it off here. Just know that just taking control of that comfort zone can have amazing results in every part of your life. You need to become aware of it, you need to recognize it, and then you need to take steps to change it. And I'm going to try and help you work on what steps you can do to help actually take control of those things. So again, subscribe and become part of the community here, and you can learn some of these skills through this channel or through other means. There's lots of great guys out there with lots of great things to say. I've got some good things to say, and you can follow my advice or you cannot. I do hope to see you again. Until next time, there's some videos right here which will show you what this channel is all about. It's not always this heavy about, changing your life. It might be something that we just are enjoying in our life. I've got some great videos of some of our dogs that make me happy, and I thought it might make you happy too, so I put those up. A lot of great things on this channel. I do hope to see you again, but until next time, have a great day.